What's up, everyone, and welcome to another cryptocurrency market update. In these videos, you will learn how to use technical analysis to forecast price movements in your favorite cryptocurrencies and also see where we are looking to buy and sell these crypto assets ourselves. So let's get into it here with Bitcoin, and then we'll dive into Ethereum thereafter. So if we're starting off with Bitcoin on the monthly time frame here, we can see that we do indeed have that increasing bear volume that we've been talking about in the previous couple videos. If we look at the downtrend here over the last 2 months, we can see that came off of this single candlestick pattern here, which is called a bearish spinning top. Now, if you're reading candlesticks and you know how to read candlesticks, this is very simple to see that this was pretty inevitable after this candlestick came. You can see that we have a trend of white candlesticks for 6 months. So 6 months we have white candlesticks with pretty long bodies, and then suddenly we have something, you see those pictures, one of these things is not like the other. That's this candlestick right here. You can see that we have several candlesticks in a row with long-bodied white candles, and then suddenly we have this bearish spinning top candlestick. So it's important to note when you see this that a downtrend after that is pretty likely, considering this is the first above average bear volume candlestick that we had since September 2020. So as we go down, we're looking to set a higher low somewhere above the $9,800 level. So let's look at the weekly time frame. Weekly time frame, we are currently inside of the light blue support zone, 32 minutes until the candle closes, increasing bear volume here, and not very much of a lower wick here. So this isn't very good in terms of the bull's case. This is going to confirm a weekly bear trend, which is not good. So that's going to end up making this right here, the bottom of this candlestick, a resistance zone, and that is at about 52,900. So that would be where you would go short on a weekly test of that level. But the bodies of these two candles here might prove to be resistance on the first test, as well as this was, clearly a support level for price. So if we start to go through this light blue zone and we push through this without bouncing off of it on the weekly time frame, this level is going to turn into a resistance level, and then we'll look to go down to this level back here from December 7th, which is at about 19,500. If we're looking at the RSI, you can see we're losing strength on this drawdown in price. And so if we're thinking about the trend, if we think, is the bull market over, it's hard to tell at this stage, but with the confirmed weekly bear trend, you start to increase that probability that, indeed it could easily be the beginning of a bear market with sort of a rounded top pattern here. And so we'll see what we end up getting in the coming days and weeks, but the third quarter historically for Bitcoin is usually a bearish quarter. So we'll see if 2021 pans out in the same way. So far, it's looking like that might be the case. If we go to the daily time frame is looking like we're going to close back below the dark blue zone here, which we've been flirting with for the past 4 days. We have only gotten one candlestick close below that zone today, most likely in 30 minutes. If we can get another candlestick close tomorrow below that zone as well, this will turn into a resistance zone for price on the daily time frame. If we do not, and we close today below it but tomorrow above it, this is going to end up being kind of bullish in my opinion, because if you can see all of these longer lower wicks in price, means that people are buying the dip down here. So this would be indicative of a short-term, at least a short-term, move back above the dark blue zone, somewhere into this white zone, most likely into this 12-hour resistance level up here, which is at about 43,500. If we look at the 4-hour time frame, we can see a short-term resistance level for price, which is this bull trend right here. And we pushed down through this zone and did not close or we did not bounce off of this once. So this is the zone that I'm keeping an eye on. I'm not going to short this zone, and the only reason for that is because right now I know that there's a lot of people going short, and the shorts are starting to look like they're getting, in the short term, a little bit exhausted. You can see that with the wicks down here, and the sentiment right now is very bearish. So people are, going to get what's called short squeezed if we start to rise in price. And a short squeeze is when the bulls in the market push the price up to a certain level where the stop losses get triggered for the bears, the people that are betting that the price is going to go down, and that causes them to close their shorts. And to close your short, you have to buy the asset. And so that's what ends up happening is they get squeezed out of their positions because the price starts going up and up and up, and the shorts start getting fearful that it's going to continue to go up. They're going to continue to lose money. So they're forced to close out their position, and that pushes the price up because they're buying the asset. So if we start to go above this dark blue zone, that is where I'll imagine we will get some sort of a short squeeze. So that's something that I'm keeping an eye on. And the reason why I'm not going short on this zone is because although it is a valid zone, and it probably, it easily could hold on the first test, I'm not feeling good about the market sentiment right now. And that's really what drives price action, is the market psychology and the market sentiment. And so we'll see what we end up getting, but you can see we've had a pretty strong downtrend, and we're starting to get to a point where on the daily time frame there's a lot of long lower wicks. We haven't had a bounce since May 14th, so it's been quite a while since we had even a lower high. So we are due for one, which might come tomorrow, to be honest. So that's what I'm watching on Bitcoin. If we go over to Ethereum on the monthly looks absolutely horrendous. And there's no other way to cut this than this candlestick is extremely bearish. You can see this closes in 8 days, but this long, really long upper wick, and then right now, currently, we have a bearish, longer bodied candle here. We've already broke below the previous month's low of 1886. So this is, not good for continuation for the bulls. Can't even really use the pivots to decide where's the support and resistance. We're finally back inside of it, so it's starting to become valid again. But we were so bullish that we couldn't even use it. But now we're back inside of it, and so we'll see if we close back inside here. The R5 will once again become a resistance level for price. If you look at the weekly time frame, this is important. This support zone down here just got tested. We talked about this support zone back here in April and over the course of the last few months. This is the main support zone. If you were to go long on this with your stop loss below, you can see that you would already be up about, if you entered on like the body of the candle, let's say, you'd be up about 18% already. So that's a nice trade. Hopefully some Ethereum bulls entered a position down there, because that would be where you, if you are still bullish on ETH, that's where you're looking to buy in this scenario for a recovery in the coming weeks and months. If you're a bear on Ethereum, you're looking for the price to close. You can see that the weekly candle looks really bearish with a very long body and a short lower wick. You can see that if we go down through this zone in the next couple weeks and close 2 weekly candles below it without bouncing off of it once, this is going to be a strong resistance zone for price. So we'll keep an eye on that and see what we get. If we look at the lower time frames on the daily time frame, we're in a daily bear trend here for ETH. We haven't set a lower high since back here on May 14th, so we are due for one. Like I said, with Bitcoin, we did, we are looking relatively close to this dark blue zone, closing below this level right here. If we close below this zone today and the subsequent day without bouncing, this will turn into a resistance zone. If we go to the 12-hour time frame and see, we basically are sweeping this low right here for liquidity. If we look at the RSI, nope, we are not getting a hidden bullish divergence. So this is still bullish for ETH though. If we close back above this, back inside of the dark blue zone though, we are going to start to look to see if we can start to get some bullish price action. But you can see the volume here pretty weak for Ethereum. People are pricing in, that there's some resistance in this zone, and that the weekly time frame looks absolutely just horrendous for the bulls, with increasing bear volume, very significant, and also a short lower wick of people buying the dip. So right now on Ethereum and Bitcoin, I'm very cautious in terms of buying anything down here. I want to see a trend change. Like I said, I'm a trend trader myself, so that's what I'm looking for. But this is exactly what we're seeing on Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. Bearish price action, but the potential with these longer lower wicks of bulls starting to buy the dip down here. So I'm looking for a shorter term trend to establish itself on some lower term timeframes for me to re-enter a bullish position. Otherwise, I'll start to look for shorts a bit higher. So that's all I got for this one, guys. If you like this video, give it a like down below and subscribe for future educational content around cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. And until next time, onward and upward.